Hey beautiful people, and welcome back to Big Brew. If you're new here, I'm Nefe, your host, your wellness coach, and your reminder that you're allowed to dream again. I have a bit of a cold and I'm not really feeling camera ready, so I am going to put on my avatar. Oh, no, that's what I do. Me? Okay, so it's November already. Can you believe it? The year has felt like it started. It's oh my gosh. The year that felt like it's just started is now winding down, and we're in that in between space, not quite wrapping things up, not quite starting fresh. It's that reflective season when you start asking, did I actually do what I planned to do this year? I had this exact conversation with a friend last week. We were chatting on the phone, and she said, Neffy, I feel like I blinked and 2025 vanished. I didn't do half of what I said I would do. I laughed and told her, same, honestly. But then I looked up at my vision board that hangs above my desk. Out of the 12 intentions, I've checked off 5. Not everything, but not nothing either. She doesn't use a vision board, she keeps a tiny note on her phone. And when she opened it, she realised she'd actually made progress on things she'd forgotten about. That moment reminded me that manifestation, the act of consciously creating, works best when it's visible, when you see it. You remember it. When you remember it, you live it. So today, we're not just talking about manifestation, we're doing it together. You've got your manifestation journal, the Nefe Wellness Edition, in front of you. And I'm going to walk you through it page by page so it becomes more than pretty paper and prompts, it becomes your next chapter blueprint. Now, the word manifestation gets tossed around a lot. TikTok loves it. Ooh. YouTube loves it. And everyone's got that one friend who swears she manifested a free parking space or bumped into that celebrity crush at the coffee shop. But I like to think of manifestation a little differently. To me, it's not magic, it's intentional living. It's the practice of dreaming, planning, and aligning your energy with your actions on purpose. Every year, usually around this time, I sit with coffee in one hand, candle burning nearby, and my favourite playlist on. I look at what's worked, what hasn't, and where my heart is quietly asking to go next. Because I don't want life to just happen to me, I want to co create it. So, here's our plan for today. We're going to slow down and walk through this journal together. You'll take an honest snapshot of where you are now, release what no longer fits, reconnect with what you truly want, set goals that align and they're not forced, build weekly, daily rituals that keep you in flow. By the end, you have a living, breathing roadmap, part dream, part strategy, all heart. You can download the full manifestation journal from the link in the description or over at nefewellness.com. So grab your drink, coffee, tea, oat latte, or hot chocolate, light a candle if you want to make it a vibe, and let's begin. So section 1 is our life check-in. Well, this is where I am versus where I want to be. Let's start with honesty. Okay, before we start dreaming about next year's goals or the future you're creating, we need to pause and ask, where am I right now? This page isn't about perfection or comparison. It's not how am I doing compared to everyone else. It's what's true for me today. You see 6 categories on this section. They are physical, physical, emotional, ooh, spiritual, financial, career, and creative. These are the pillars that hold you all together. When one pillar starts to wobble, you feel it everywhere else. So I wonder where I am. Write your truth, raw and unfiltered. Be real. If you're exhausted, write exhausted. If you're rebuilding, write rebuilding. If you're thriving, celebrate it. Then under where I'd like to be, write the direction your energy wants to move towards. Not a list of expectations, just a compass. For example, under physical, you could be running on like where am I now? Could be running on caffeine and vibes, and where I'd like to be could be reset, rested, hydrated, strong. Under career, you could be busy, tired, or bored. And under where you want to be, you could be creative, filled, valued. Under financial, you could be, oh, just scraping by, but you want to be like stable and generous and stress-free. And under spiritual, you could be disconnected, but you want to be grounded and trusting and guided. So when I first did this check-in, I was juggling way too much career, relationships, and a dozen side projects. And I thought I was fine. You know, that line we all use, I'm good, just busy. But when I sat down and filled out these pages, I realized I wasn't good. I was drained. My physical and emotional columns were almost empty, and that hit me hard. That moment taught me something vital. I wasn't unmotivated. I wasn't lazy. I was just misaligned. I was pouring energy into things that didn't pour back. And my first manifestation wasn't make more money or launch something new. It was simply, I just wanted to feel alive again. Sometimes that's where manifestation begins, not with a vision board, but with a deep sigh and a choice to stop thriving and start living. When you finish this page, take a breath. All these pages, take a breath. Say out loud, I honor where I am and I'm open to where I'm going. That's your first act of manifestation. It's awareness turned into intention. So we're going to go to section 2, which is our creative space or our letting go. This is where we clear space for what's next. Now that we've gotten honest, it's time for the most liberating part, letting go. This page or this section is your energetic declutter. You know the feeling of clearing out a closet, finally seeing what you own again and wondering, why was I keeping this? That's exactly what this exercise is for. Except the clutter isn't clothes, it's old thoughts, fears, habits, and expectations. Before we call in the new, we have to make room for it. We often talk about manifestation as calling things in love, freedom, success, abundance. But very few people talk about the release. You can't pour new energy into a cup that's already full of stale stories. Ask yourself, what am I ready to stop carrying? Which situations or relationships have expired? What version of me am I outgrowing? You can use prompts like I release the need, like the need to dot dot dot, or I forgive myself for dot dot dot, or I'm choosing to stop dot dot dot. Don't censor yourself. This isn't a page for neat handwriting. It's for messy emotions and honest words. I'll share a story with you. Years ago, I was holding on to a friendship that had clearly run its course. It was the one, I was the one always reaching out, checking in, trying to fix things that didn't want to be fixed. I kept telling myself I was being kind, but really, I was scared of letting go. Hmm. When I finally wrote about it in a journal, it hit me. I wasn't losing a friend, I was claiming my peace. Letting go doesn't have to look like slamming doors or dramatic goodbyes. Sometimes it's a whisper. I love you, but I love me more now. So, if you're a visual soul, turn this into art. Scribble out the words that no longer serve you, draw a line through them, burn sage, play music, light a candle, make it sacred. You can even write what you're releasing on a scrap of paper and tear it up. Remember, you're not deleting your past, you're clearing the stage for what's next. And that's manifestation too, not just asking for more, but creating a space for more to arrive. So, section 3 is I'm very bad at this. Um, your dream life. Do that again. So let's paint the picture. Now, this is where the fun part, the dreaming, again starts. If section one was awareness and section two was release, this is creation. This is your permission slip to imagine your life, not as it should look, but as it feels when it's truly yours. Manifestation isn't about chasing what you see online, it's about remembering who you are beneath the noise. You can't attract what you haven't visualized, and you can't visualize if you never give yourself permission to dream. So let's start small. Imagine waking up in your dream life, the one that feels calm, confident, content. What's the first thing you do? How does the moonlight hit your room? Or the morning light, not moonlight. How does your body feel? What do you hear? Laughter, birds, silence, waves? Who's beside you? Or maybe who's not? What fills your day? Creativity, service, rest, joy? You're not building a fantasy, you're sketching an energy map. A client once told me she couldn't see her dream life anymore. She said, Nefe, I've been in survival mode for so long, I don't even know what I want. So I asked her, what do you want to feel? After a long pause, she said, peace. That was her whole vision, peace. Every decision after that had to answer one question. Does this bring me closer to peace or pull me away? Within months, she redesigned her routines, created better boundaries, and rediscovered joy in the small things. Her peace became her productivity. So, as you write on this page, focus on feelings first. Use the present tense. Like, I wake up feeling dot dot dot. I am surrounded by dot dot dot. I spend my days. I attract. I trust that. Dot dot dot. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between now and later. It simply responds to repetition. So the more you write it, the more your energy begins to match it. Don't make your dream life sensible. Make it soulful. This isn't about practicality, it's about possibility. So, messy handwriting, big feelings, that's where the magic lives. Right, section 4 is our manifestation goals. So this is from vision to milestones. This is where we bring it down to earth. It's time to turn your dream into something you can move towards, step by step, season by season. This section is divided into 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, and 10 years. Think of it as a flexible map, not a rigid to-do list. The universe loves clarity, but it also loves flow. So here's how I use it. So in 6 months, you want your short-term, 6 months, short-term shifts. So these are habits, routines, healing work. For example, I wake up earlier, eating real food and feeling calmer. And then 1 year, these are like your steady foundations, things that feel like progress. So, for example, I've launched my creative business, I'm saving consistently, and I feel grounded. And then 5 years, this is like expansion, impact, your ripple effect. So, for example, I'm leading a purpose driven business that supports others in their healing while I travel, rest, and create. And 10 years, we're looking at the legacy, the lifestyle that your soul envisions. For example, I'm financially free, spiritually at peace, and surrounded by love. Timelines aren't pressure, they're permission slips. You're saying, I believe this can happen, and I'm ready to meet it halfway. And if something takes longer, that's divine timing. Remember, manifestation isn't Amazon Prime. You can't track your dream shipping status. Okay. Also, add a starter step for each goal. Something tiny you can do this week to signal readiness. The universe moves when you do. Okay, so now we're going to section 5, which is our weekly manifestation pages. And this is turning big energy into small aligned actions. This is where the magic meets the method. Each week, these pages help you pause, realign, and choose how you want to show up. Manifestation isn't a once a year vision board thing, it's a weekly practice of alignment. So, this is a PDF. You can reprint these 2 pages every week, or the next 4 pages, really, every week, and then just keep filling it up. Or if you can, if you're using it as a digital format, you can just copy it each week. Okay, so at the start, so we start the week, write the date and choose a vibe, like a word. So calm, bold, consistent, grateful, magnetic. Then fill in your currently manifesting. Oh, this section, currently manifesting. This isn't a shopping list for the universe, it's your focus points. Maybe it's clarity, maybe confidence, maybe rest. So, for example, I'm manifesting confidence in my voice. I'm manifesting ease and flow. I'm manifesting peace in my routines. And then next, we talk about our affirmations. These are your energy anchors, short statements that train your mind to believe in possibility. For example, I am grounded, focused, and enough. Everything that's meant for me is finding its way to me. Rest is productive. I attract ease, not pressure. So there's like space for 4. Say them out loud as you write. The sound of your own voice creates resonance. It tells your body this is safe to believe. And then we move on to our big goals for the week. Choose one thing that will make you feel proud or peaceful or whatever your word for the week was. And then under that list are my small goals. 3 simple actions that support your big goal. So, for example, your big goal could be what's my creative project? And then the small goals could be finish the outline, my accountability partner. So take one full evening to rest and recharge. And then you've got like your underneath, you've got like your to-do list, which you can help break those smaller goals even further into actionable steps. Okay. Yep. And then on the next page, so it's a double page, we have your daily habits. Pick 2 or 3, or well, there's space for 4 here, but start with 2 or 3 actions that make you feel most like yourself. So small and repeatable wins. So for example, like 5-minute meditation, gratitude list at night, one walk outside, and you tick it off whenever you do it. Yeah. The goal isn't perfection, it's rhythm. Even if you tick only 1 or 2 boxes a day, you're still building momentum. And then you've got your priorities there. You've got, you know, your gratitude. So if one of your things is a gratitude list, you can fill this in a bit. And then lastly, you've got your notes and reflections. So write what went well, no matter how small. Write what felt off, no judgment, and ask yourself, what do I want to carry forward? What can I release? You're not filling out a planner, you're designing your reality 1 week, 1 page, one breath at a time. And you've also got this blank page, which you can, if you need to write more things on, you can. And then lastly, we've got our weekly reflections. So this is where you pause, you pour, you pivot. This is where you exhale, check in with your energy, and give yourself credit for how far you've come. Our culture glorifies the next thing, the next project, the next milestone, the next goal. But if you never stop to reflect, you miss the magic of now. This section invites you to slow down and pour into yourself. You know, start by answering the prompts like, What ways have I grown this week? What have I learned this week? What am I looking forward to? Reflection doesn't have to be profound. Maybe your win was saying no without guilt. Maybe your challenge was resting without scrolling. Maybe your gratitude is for your morning coffee or the friend who checked in. And then look at things that I'm looking forward to. So this is not in a guilt trip way with kindness. Maybe you noticed you said yes too often. Maybe you didn't prioritize sleep. Maybe you need more joy, not more hustle. Awareness is the first step towards alignment. So, just put it down and don't be harsh on yourself. And let me tell you a story. For years, my Sundays were what I called my panic clean days. I spent the whole day rushing, cleaning, sorting, resetting, trying to fix an entire week's chaos in one afternoon. Then one day, a friend said something that stopped me. She said, "You can't pour from a cup you keep knocking over." It hit me hard. So I changed my Sundays. Now I do a calm Sunday reset. 10 minutes of journaling, candle, a playlist, and 3 questions. What did I learn this week? What do I want to carry forward? What can I lovingly leave behind? It's simple, but the practice turned my Sundays from stress into sanctuary. Before you finish your own reflection, do a quick energy audit. On a scale from 1 to 10, how full is your tank right now? If it's low, ask what parts need tending. Is it body? Is it mind? Is it spirit? If it's high, ask what filled it and how to protect that energy next week. Remember, you don't manifest from burnout, you manifest from overflow. Progress doesn't always shout, sometimes it whispers. I showed up again today. So, summing up, your life is already becoming. So, deep breath in and out. You didn't just fill out a workbook, you built a foundation. You've written your truth, released what's heavy, dreamed again, mapped it out into daily action. This is where manifestation becomes real. Not a distant fantasy, but a rhythm. You don't have to get it perfect, you just have to keep showing up. Manifestation isn't about pretending everything's fine or staying high vibes every moment. It's about trusting you can handle whatever comes and still make room for joy. When you write your dreams, you're not just manifesting things, you're reintroducing yourself to your own power. You're reminding the universe, God, yourself, that you're still in the game. So when you feel stuck or uncertain, open this journal again, flip through your pages, see how your handwriting, your energy, and your words have changed. You realize growth isn't only what happens around you, it's how you now speak to yourself. And that's the real magic. You haven't just called things in, you've called yourself home. If this big brew filled your cup, I'd love you to subscribe, to like, and share it with a friend who might need a refill. Someone who needs to remember that they're allowed to dream again. You can grab your manifestation journal and other self-love tools at nefewellness.com, along with free guides, well-being products, and my podcast, Confidence and Cappuccino, your weekly boost of mindset, magic, and motivation. And of course, join me every first Monday of the month right here on YouTube for the Big Brew, a monthly ritual to slow down, refill, and realign. So, as we close, let's say this together. I'm not waiting for my dream life. I'm living the becoming of it. That's it, my loves. Keep your heart open, keep your coffee warm, your energy soft but steady. Your life is already becoming one sip, one page, one belief at a time. Until next time, stay kind, stay grounded, and remember, you are the magic you've been trying to manifest. Bye.